All right, guys. So thanks so much for being here tonight. It is, what's the date today? Wow, July 14th, guys. 2 full weeks into July. That's exciting. All right, so before I introduce to you our guest speaker tonight, which I am really excited about, I wanted to go ahead and let everybody just unmute themselves, or you can type it in the chat box if you have any recognition this week, any rank advancements. So I know I saw a few Emerald coaches pop up in the team page today. So if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself and congratulate them, go right ahead.
Hey, Kathy. I want to congratulate Christine Goins for reaching Emerald.
Yes, I know. Congratulations, Christine. You're doing awesome. That's so exciting.
I just wanted to congratulate Kim Cook, who's been working her tail off, and she is at Emerald as well.
That's so awesome. Congratulations. You guys are doing great. Hey, Angela.
Hey, I got my new nightie on.
Whoop, looking hot, mama.
Isn't that cute?
It is super cute.
I'm going to have to buy a new one just for Summit.
You seriously are.
I am. I wanted to congratulate Jen Kitchka for reaching Emerald in like 4 days. I mean, she's on fire and she's
that is amazing.
Off. It is amazing. It's exciting. So I don't know if she's on yet. I haven't been that far, but
yeah, she's on.
Jen. Oh, is she good? Okay.
Yeah, congratulations, Jen. Geez, you're on fire. That's for sure.
She is, for sure.
Keep it up. You're doing amazing. All right. Any other rank advancements or recognition or anything like that before I go over a couple of important dates that we have coming up, and then I can hand it over? Anything else? Nope. All right. So a couple of things I wanted to go over before I introduce to you our guest speaker for tonight. We have our Coach Basics started on Monday of this week. So if you have a coach in there, or if you're in there yourself, just make sure that you commit to the training. Really stay engaged, because you're going to learn so much. It's really going to help you be able to build a successful business. And don't be one of the coaches that kind of goes in and then does it for like a week and then falls off the face of the earth. Really go in it and commit to it and make it a priority to take advantage of all that top-notch training. Our Diamond Dash kicked off on Monday as well, guys. So for anyone who is in it, it's the best one so far that we have ever had. It is unbelievable. You know, we're going to have some incredible, incredible leaders coming out of this training. I'm really excited about all of that. Just remember too, same thing, like with any kind of training that you decide to become a part of, make sure that you 100% commit to it. Take it seriously. Go in, do the activity, engage in all the activities, and then apply it. Because this group this time around, guys, is going to be really, really strict. If we see coaches and people in the team who aren't participating, they're going to be removed from the group. So just make sure that you're in there and you're doing it all. And you're going to be so happy that you did, I promise. All right, Team Cup is, the registration for Team Cup is on Monday. This is an incredible opportunity for you guys to blow up your businesses. The last time that we had the Team Cup, we had 14 teams in Team Forever Strong. So just a little bit of background about that. There can be 5 people on a team, but there can only be 1 diamond coach on each team. So this is a really good opportunity for the leaders on the team, you know, get your newer coaches with you and help them get the ball rolling and start, you know, to help them have success right out of the gate. And basically all it is it's a competition, guys. You work together as a team to try to help as many people as possible for the month of August. And then there's prizes that are given out and everything, but it's really motivating. I know I had one of my best months, and so did my team. We had an awesome Team Cup the last time we did it. So make sure to start talking to people and figure out who is going to be in your group so you can register on Monday. Our Team Forever Strong 21-day fix group also kicks off on Monday. It's going to be in the same group as the last time, so we're going to do 2 rounds of it, and then I'm going to create a new one. So if you need to add anybody, you can go ahead and add them into that one. Our Coach Blitz is going to be on July 24th. So just start taking notes now and making a list of people who are curious about coaching. You know, as you're talking to people every single day and you're telling them that you think that they make a great coach, are you interested in learning more about what I do? If they say, yes, I am, then let them know about this Coach Blitz and tell them that you'll take down their name, and that as it gets closer, you'll remind them, and then you'll send them an invite to the group. A good rule of thumb is to try to get 10 people plugged in to each Coach Blitz. And then this month we're doing these a little bit different. You've seen some of the coaches go live in the team page once they've helped change 3 lives. Now, if you don't feel comfortable going live, it's totally okay. But what I want everyone to do, I challenge you to try to do it anyways, even if you're really nervous. As soon as you change 3 lives and help 3 people and you hit Success Club, either go live in Team Forever Strong's page and let us know so that we can congratulate you, and then give everybody what you felt was your biggest tip that helped you achieve that goal, that helped you, you know, hit Success Club and get those 3 people started on their health and fitness journey. If you really don't feel comfortable going live, then, you know, go ahead and just type it, like make a post, and you can do the same thing. Like, let us know that you changed 3 lives, and then write it out and tell us what your tip is, because we're all learning from each other. That really is the best way to learn and to grow, is from each other on the team here. And I wanted to congratulate the people who are already on the 3 Lives Club board. So I want to just go ahead and share my screen here really quickly. And what am I doing here? Whoops. I'm not too good at the computer, guys. Okay. All right, so I just wanted to take a second. This was our first week. If you helped somebody get started on their health and fitness journey within these past couple days, then your name wasn't on here, because this was our first week board that we put together for changing 3 lives this month. So congratulations to Kerry and to Angela for already changing 3+ lives this month and already locking in Success Club. That's awesome. And then congratulations to these people who are already on the board. They've already helped 1 to 2 people get started on their health and fitness journey. So congratulations to Kristen, Lauren, Hallie, Courtney, Dawn, Jane, Jennifer, Jenny, Katie, Kim, Christy, Kristen, Laura, Michelle, Nicole, Penelope, Helene, Hillary, Kelly Williams, and Kelly Schaefer. So like I said, if you are on the board, if you're not on the board but you've helped change somebody's lives, just comment below and keep it up, guys. We're going to keep on pushing. Remember, a good rule of thumb is to, I usually like to say the 15th of the month to change 3 lives. All right, so now I'm going to go right into it, guys. We have a special guest speaker tonight, which I am so excited. She is actually on vacation right now, guys. Jen Schultz is our guest speaker tonight, and she's on vacation, and she has made it a priority to come on here and take away time from her family on her vacation to talk to you guys, because she just is so passionate about what she does, and she loves everything about this, and she's an incredible, incredible leader on the team. So just a little bit about her. She's been a coach now for 11 months, so next month will be her 1-year mark in August. She is, first and foremost, she's a wife, she's a full-time working teacher, she's a mom to 3 little ones. She is the founder of Team TriFit. She's a 2-star diamond coach on the team. So if you are a new coach, that means that she has 2 of her coaches are diamond coaches. So she's a 2-star diamond coach. Next month, she will also be a Success Club 5 All-Star, which is incredible. We've had, I think, 3 people in my entire downline of coaches be able to achieve this incredible, incredible goal. But what this means is that she's helped change at least 3 people's lives every single month for 12 consecutive months. And it's amazing. And so next year when she goes to Summit, she will get on-stage recognition for that. She's going to get a medal that she'll wear around her neck, and she'll walk across the stage. She'll say her name. It's a huge achievement. Not many people can do that. So she'll be a Success Club 5 All-Star next month. She is also a team leader, which is really impressive, guys, because I've only ever had 2 coaches out of the entire team become team leaders. So her and Kelly Paul are the 2 team leaders, guys, which is something that you should be shooting to get to. So make sure that you check out the leadership ladder and you're familiar with what all of this means. And I'm trying to think if I missed anything. That's all about her. But guys, she's amazing. And I remember when she came on, I was like, oh my gosh, like, who is this girl? And then the whole team just blew up. All these people below her started joining, and they started forming their own teams, and it was out of control. But she's amazing, and we're going to learn so much from her. She's going to be talking a lot tonight about how important it is to come out of your comfort zone, and how that is when you truly see your growth and see your potential. So she's going to be talking about that, and she's going to be talking about how she took ownership over her business and how all of these things put together have helped propel her business forward. So anyways, thank you so much, Jen, for coming on tonight on your vacation. I am so excited. I have my notebook. I have my pen. So go ahead and take it away.
All right. Well, thank you for the very kind words. I can never, it's hard to hear that, but I just have to give credit to all of you guys, because it really, the team is just kudos to you guys. So, and I apologize for the crappy lighting, and you should see my wanky tripod. I got 2 pillows and a Triscuit box and another box holding my phone up. So hopefully the audio and the tech is good. So, all right. So you guys all heard that I'm a teacher. And so as a teacher, we like to start our lessons with a learning target, right? Or an objective. So I was when I was thinking about this, I'm okay, what's my goal? What do I want them to walk away with? So, and lately in Teacherland, we do these I can statements for our students, right? So here's my I can statement for you guys. So hopefully by the end of this call, you guys can all say, I can embrace the uncomfortable by using tips and strategies to share my own authentic journey. So we're going to talk about stepping out of your comfort zone and kind of putting yourself out there, and embracing the uncomfortable in some ways to do that. So I just want to give you a quick snippet of a backstory of how all this came to be. When I signed up as a Beachbody coach, I have to admit that putting myself out there was probably my absolute weakest area. It totally was my weakest area. So I teach in the same community that I live in, and it's a very small community, and I still do want my community members, my parents, to respect me as an educator. And so posting a selfie was just thinking about it made me want to throw up, right? So I wasn't even that was a big deal. But this has helped me in this journey, and it's definitely been a process, and it gets easier as I do it. So I just want to say to you that if I can do it, really anybody can do it. And a couple things happened to kind of get me to that point. So one, in December, I got this crazy thing called Bell's palsy, and I don't know if you know about it or not, but your part of your face is paralyzed. So it looked like I had a stroke. And about 2 days after my Bell's palsy, Kelly had a team call, and we all decided to hop on. Angela Lammerman and Kristen Fricky. We climbed into Angela Lammerman's bed, and I think she probably had that same nightgown on, actually. And we climbed into her bed, and and we were doing a Google Hangout because everybody was on the east side of the state, and I wouldn't even let them see the other side of my face. But I remember leaving that meeting super fired up and hearing all of these things. And then a few weeks later, Kristen and Angela and I met at Kristen's house with a glass of wine, maybe 2 glasses of wine, and we were just really fired up, and we thought, we're doing this, we're going to put ourselves out there. And so just simply changing our Facebook profile to public and then posting, and we all literally, I think we were okay, I'm going to post it. You post it. Okay, push post. And it was that was the moment, I think the defining moment that we were okay, we're going to do this. And it was great to have those people, those gals, kind of as success and accountability partners to kind of push us to that next level. So we started posting. I started posting and sharing, and then that dreaded thing happens that always does when we start putting ourselves out there. And I had my very first hater, right? So I had my very first person soon that started to say negative things. And what really sucked about this is it was actually a community member, and I worked with this person's wife, and I had his child in class. So that was my very first experience. And he posted something on Facebook about coach it, or pyramid scheme is not coaching. And I'm not going to lie, that sucks, right? Even if you have thick skin, and we hear, all the time, we'll let it bother you, but we're all human, and it does bother us. So thankfully my awesome husband actually messaged this guy and said, hey, that wasn't very nice. I'm really proud of her for putting herself out there. And he totally got kudos for being a good husband about that. But when he did that, I thought, you know what, if he believes in me, like I need to believe in me, right? And I made the choice there. Like I could have easily like crawled back into my hole and be like, oh my gosh, like somebody's upset and I don't want to upset anybody. Or I could say, you know what, I'm going to use this to fuel me. And sometimes when you're speaking up and you're doing what's right, you are going to raise those haters, for lack of a better word, because you're doing something that matters, right? And so I had a choice that I could make at that moment, and I decided to move forward. So here's a couple of tips that I've learned along the way. The first tip that I want to say when you put yourself out there, and I guess before I start, I should define what that means. So like putting yourself out there, going outside of your comfort zone is anything that is new or challenging for you. So it could be sharing something on your Facebook wall. Maybe it is just a selfie, posting things, inviting people that you wouldn't have normally invited to, talking to somebody that you think would benefit. So anything that's personally that challenges you to step outside of your comfort zone. So the first tip that you want to do is you want to surround yourself with positive, inspiring beings, right? Well, lucky for us, we have that. We have this amazing team full of amazing people. And you guys, I don't know if you realize this, but I know other coaches that aren't on this team, and we have this gift. Like, we're super lucky that this team is what this is, that we have some rock star coaches on this team that are there in a second to help you. And so if you do not take advantage of this team and all that it has to offer you and all of these amazing resources, you're crazy, right? So like you're already in a really, really good place, right? They say when you put yourself out there, you need to have somebody that's there to like pick you up when you fall flat on your face, because you're going to fall on your face, right? Like if you're not failing and falling on your face, then you're not really doing what you should be doing. And this team is it. Like there's a gazillion people. So that's huge. Get involved, check those team pages every day, be inspired, be there, right? Like you have to be there. Get involved in those challenge groups. Make sure that you see there. Maybe it starts there. Maybe it's just posting more in your challenge groups and stepping outside of your comfort zone in an unsafe environment there, or in a safer environment there. So that's the first tip. The second tip is just the non-negotiable of the vital behaviors. And you hear us talk about it all the time, but those vital behaviors, I mean, you can't say that enough times. So obviously proof of the product, inviting, but I think the big one for this is the personal development. So that's huge for me. And that's just like, the best thing that I did was I read the book by Jen Sincero, You Are a Badass. And if you haven't read that book yet, or even if you have read it, read it again, because that really changes your thinking. A couple other ones I read, The Slight Edge. I just finished a really good one called The Magic of Thinking Big, and that was really powerful. So if you're not in personal development every day, get there. Like just that's non-negotiable. Third thing I want you to do is just to change your mindset. So I remember when I first started, I was thinking, I just ordered that one, Kathy. Yeah, Energy Bus is a good one. I remember thinking, I don't really want to bother people, or I don't want to annoy people, right? And that's silly. I heard another coach talk about, if you had like the cure to cancer in your back pocket, would you like walk around with this cure to cancer and be like, oh, excuse me, I don't mean to bother you, but I have this cure that might save your life? Like, would we do that? No, like we'd be like shouting it, right? We'd be shouting it from the frickin' rooftops. Like, I have this amazing cure. Well, guys, we do, right? I mean, if we look, we all have seen the stats. We've all seen what obesity does, right? And like all these like health related things, we have the resources and the tools to save lives. Like, we should be shouting this from the rooftops. It's not annoying people. It's life-changing. And so when we change our mindset, that helps us to see we're not bugging people. We're totally, totally saving their lives. So sorry, I'm looking at all my notes because I have so much scribbling here. So the next thing I wanted to share is don't wait to be perfect. Right? So if you're waiting to be perfect, it's never going to happen. For one, we're not perfect. You need to do it now, like right now. If you wait, your brain is just going to come up with 1,001 excuses and reasons why you shouldn't do it. And you're going to talk yourself out of it. So just stop. Like, stop making excuses and just, like Nike says, just do it. You need to know that wherever you are in your journey is enough. Right? Like, nobody wants a perfect coach. Nobody expects that. Like, we all we want to be relatable, and we want to help people that can see where we are. And so wherever you are in your journey, whether you're in the beginning, whether you've got a long ways to go, like wherever you are, just take where you are and share that. I think Melanie Mitchell said in one of her calls, when you first start, you're going to suck, right? And she said, embrace the suck. And I loved that quote that she said, to embrace that, yes, we're going to suck at first, and it's totally okay. Like that's real. The other tip that I have is just to be authentic and to be you. And I was listening to a YouTube video on Brene Brown or Bren Brown. I'm not sure how you pronounce her name, but if you haven't listened to any of her or read any of her books, it's amazing. But she talked about how being authentic was a choice, right? So that you just choose to be real, and how to do that. And I think one thing that I was a victim of, and not a victim, but I did this in the beginning, is I would copy and paste, or I would post stock images of autumn or whatever. And for the love, please, let's all just stop doing that, right? And I'm guilty. I totally did it because I didn't know any better. And when we know better, we do better. But let's just please stop. We all, there's 400,000 coaches out there, Beachbody coaches, and we don't want to blend in with the masses, right? We want people to see us for us. And that's why they're going to come to you, is for you. So when you're sharing your journey, share you and share why, and don't take what other people do. I mean, it's great to be inspired and to let that fuel your creativity. But, I don't want to copy and paste exactly what Kathy says, because Kathy's speaking to the people that she's trying to reach, and they're going to connect with Kathy because they know her. And I'm trying to reach different people that know me and that can connect to me. So just make it your own, and try to share that. Speak from your heart. Let's see. One thing I think we're all here promoting the same products and the same business. And, like I said, the people are going to come to you because of you. They're going to want to connect with you, and that's what they need. So the sixth one is to share your struggles, right? So it's okay to share your struggles on your journey. But what I love about this is don't get stuck, right? So we don't want it to come on and just to vent about all the things that you're struggling with, but share something that you're struggling with, but then offer a solution. So I struggle with the whole nutrition thing. I'm terrible at planning and whatever else. So I put that out there, and then I share, well, this is what I use. I use my color-coded containers, or I use my Fix8 cookbook, or I rely on my fellow challengers or coaches to help me. So I share with my people what my struggle is, because I know they're struggling with the same thing too, but then I offer a solution so that they know how that they can help them. And it doesn't necessarily have to always be Beachbody struggles either. Anybody that follows my wall knows that I struggle with laundry, right? I always freaking have laundry all over the place, but I can't tell you how many other moms or teachers or whomever, they're like, oh my gosh, my couch looks just like yours with the laundry piled over, right? So that just makes you seem real, and they know that I'm busy, and they get that, and all of those things make you relatable. So it's okay to share that, because there's somebody out there that's struggling with it too. And it's okay to laugh at yourself and to make a joke about it. So add some humor to it. I mean, I joke all the time about, laundry or this. I think I'll choose this, and it's fun. So, so that's a good one. Be vulnerable. So sometimes, people, we just need to share from the heart and what's vulnerable, because if you are going through it, there's probably somebody else that's going through it. And I can't tell you how many times people have called me and said, oh my gosh, I felt like you were talking directly to me in that one post. So you never know what you're going to say or do is going to inspire somebody. The seventh tip is, when you do come up with those people that may not agree or may not say some nice things, when you start to put yourself out there. I think, again, it was Melanie Mitchell that coined the phrase, or she said it, bless and release, right? So yes, it's going to bother us, but we need to just let it go. And as hard as that is, but we need to move on. I just started following a podcast called Your Virtual Upline by Bob Heilig. It's Heilig. And he's amazing. I actually heard him on this. He was a guest speaker on the Chalene Johnson show on her podcast. And he pretty much is tough love. He tells you like stuff you're like, you don't necessarily want to hear, but you need to hear, right? And you can totally hear from him. But he talked about this concept called the magnet effect. And he said that sometimes in life, the only way to attract the people that you really want is to repel the people that you don't want. Now, he didn't mean like go around pissing people off and like saying rude things or anything like that, right? Like he meant, you know, sometimes when you do things, you're going to get people that are the negative Nellies, or he called them the emotional vampires, right? That just like whine and just suck the life out of you. And those aren't the people that we want on our team or working with us anyways. And it's not that we don't want to help them, because when they're ready and it's all about their journey, of course we're there, but we're not there to like get their approval, right? So, so think about that when you're out there, you know, sharing or posting or writing. You are going to get your haters. I think, you know, they say if you're not out there doing it and you're not getting that, then you're probably not doing something right, or you're not being vulnerable enough. So, you know, Brene Brown, I never know how to say her name. She talked about this. She had another YouTube video, and she talked about how when she's sharing things, how there was this quote that she heard from Teddy Roosevelt, and I'm going to read this because it's kind of long, but she said, "It's not the critics that count. It's not the man who points how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done better. It belongs to the person who is actually in the arena, who is marred with blood, sweat, and dust, and in the end knows the triumph of high achievement, and at worst, if he fails, at least he is daring greatly." And she talked about that, and how that changed her life, and how she wants to be the person that's out there, like living it and showing up every single day. And she said, you know, if you're in the arena, daring greatly, you're going to get your ass kicked, right? Like that's going to happen. Like just count on it. She said that's the one guarantee that it's going to happen. And that there may be people kind of wagging their fingers, but she said, you know, if they're not in the arena next to me, getting their ass kicked as well, I don't care about their critiques, right? Like I'm going to listen to the person that's doing it and believing it. And she goes, also when you're in that arena, you're going to experience tremendous joy and tremendous success and in ways that are going to change your life that you don't even imagine. And so I know we have people on this team that are like in the arena, right? That are in there fighting every day, like changing lives. And we are going to experience those people that, you know, don't necessarily approve of what we're doing. But in the end, you're going to get to a point that you're going to realize how freaking awesome you are, and you're not going to pay attention to the likes or the dislikes or how many likes you have on your post, or you're just going to know that you are here for a reason, and your reason is to share your message and your journey because somebody out there needs to hear it. Like somebody actually needs to hear what you have to say. The last tip that I have is to show up. And not to just show up every once in a while, but to show up every damn day, like every day. Like no matter what, no matter where you are, you have to show up, right? So people are watching. People are watching whether you realize they're watching or not. I mean, how many of us have people out of the blue that never liked one of our posts, that never commented, that never seemed the least bit interested, that are like, hey, tell me a little bit more about da-da-da-da, all the time, right? Like there's people out there that you don't even know you're impacting, that you're impacting. So show up. You have to be consistent. You have to do it every single day. And then those people that are kind of on the fence and those critics that are skeptical at first, they're waiting for you to fail, right? Like they're waiting for you to be like, oh, this is just some like the latest fad. She or he's not really going to stick with it. Prove them wrong. Like prove them wrong that you are here. Like you're not going anywhere. Like you're going to do this. Like let that be the fuel to your fire to say, this is not the latest and greatest like bad thing that's going to go away. This is here to stay, and this is impacting lives. So people are watching. So be sure to stick with it. Showing up also helps to make it easier, right? So it builds your confidence muscle. So I hear that a lot. It's hard at first. It's super hard. Like, you know, I talked back in December when I was trying to post all these things, and literally like Angela and Kristen and I and a little liquid courage and our bottle of wine, like just to post something. But the more you do it, the easier it gets, right? So you just have to do it. Like, and the more you do it, you'll just build those confidence muscles. It's just like working out. When I started with 21 Day Fix, I had to use the 5-pound weights. Now we're higher, right? The more you do it, the easier it gets. So did anybody watch the ESPYs last night? Any sports fans here? No? Okay, well, Kobe Bryant, I don't know if you know him or not, he's an amazing basketball player, but he won an ESPY award, and he said something that was really cool in his like acceptance speech, and I was sitting in the hotel room, and I said to my husband, I said, that is us, like that describes us. But he talked about how he won that award not because of all of the talent or like this amazing gift that he had, but how he showed up every day, and he showed up at 4 a.m. and sometimes he did 2-a-days and 5-a-days, and he practiced late, and he put in the blood, sweat, and the tears, and that was what made him successful, and how he dreamt and he let nothing stand in the way of his dreams. And even when people tried to knock him down, he used that to fuel his fire. And I thought that was just really cool to hear. So here's my deal for you. Here's my little teacher assessment, right? So I set a target for you guys that you would learn some tips and some strategies and some ways to just get out there and to do it. So this is what I want you to do. Kathy talked a little bit about going live and our team page when you've hit Success Club. Jane, I'm reading Jane's comment, sorry. This is true. I never liked or commented on any of Jane's posts, and I called her, and look where I am. So here's my challenge for you. If you haven't heard any of the up and coming stuff about Facebook Live and videos and how it is like changing the game in our business, I would highly recommend. Shailene Johnson does some great little podcast things on this, but video is like the way to be. So, selfies and posts are good, but if you can get into some videos, you're going to get so many more eyeballs watching you and hearing that message over and over and over. People are naturally drawn to videos. They get to see the real you. They can connect with you so much easier than and just with some words. So I'm going to give you a crazy big challenge. Your call to action tonight is to do a video. Like, just do it, right? Oh, see, I got so excited, I flipped my phone right off the pillows. I told you. I do see those quick hands. Sorry, guys. All right,
oh my God. I love it, Jen. I'm over here cracking up all by myself.
So here we go. So here's my challenge. I want you guys to do a video. Like, if it's just in the team page at first, fine, but I want you to be even braver than that. And I really challenge you to just like go out in the world. Even if it's something, I read something that said, even if it's reading a quote from a book that you're reading, right? Like, even if it's a 10-second video that says, hey, everybody, I'm reading this great book, and this quote really spoke to me. Read it. Hope you have a great day. Done. Like, it can be that simple, right? Or it can be a tip of how to stay organized with your kids, or, hey, I went to the zoo and I learned this. Did you know this? Or it can be anything. Doesn't necessarily have to be Beachbody related, but any health or fitness tip or organization or anybody that you're trying to reach. But that's my challenge. Like, I want you guys all to do a video. I do. Like, it's super crazy scary. And if you want to do Facebook Live, there's something like insanely liberating about doing that and just like totally embracing your fears. And I think I remember Jane, I was talking to Jane about it one time, and Jane, I hope you don't mind me saying this, but she said, I actually like that more than selfies. And I said, I know, isn't it fun? And she goes, well, I don't know about fun, but just do it. Share something and go out there, and the more you do it, the easier it will become. And that's my big challenge to you guys. So if you're nervous, try it in the team page first, and we will give you lots of love and all that other stuff. But then I challenge you to go out there in front of the world and do Facebook and try Facebook Live. There's just something super cool. And here's the cool thing with Facebook Live. Even if you don't like it, like, you can delete it or you can edit it. So like, don't delete it. Just leave it out there and just do it. But, the worst that can happen is, it would be a total bomb, and then you can just do it again. So, all right. So that
Oops.
I'm looking to see if I missed any. That's all. Any questions?
Okay, you kind of broke up for a second there, but now I can hear you.
Okay.
You did such an amazing job, Jen. I just love you so much. You are awesome. Like, you had me cracking up. Like, you had such great tips, and I'm going to be looking, guys. Like, let's all do that challenge, go live on our personal walls. And then after you do it, just come hop in the team page and just be like, oh my gosh, I just did it. I just, took on Jen's challenge. I went live and whatever. Please go show me some support. But that was an excellent challenge. But I took some notes, so I just wanted to just kind of recap a couple of the really important things that you said. And then if you don't mind, if people could just ask a couple of questions, that would be great.
Yeah.
Awesome. So a couple of the really important things that I took down that really stood out was how she was saying how you have to just really embrace putting yourself out there, you know? Like if you're never nervous about anything, you know, if what you're doing never makes you kind of like, oh gosh, like I kind of feel a little sick to my stomach, I don't really know if I should do this. If you're just kind of feeling comfortable, then it's time for you to really put yourself out there. You should feel really nervous to do something that's out of your comfort zone. Like if you feel like you're going to throw up, basically, then that means that you should just do it. And then usually after each time that you come out of your comfort zone, that is where you see that personal growth. So keep an eye on that. And you really do just have to just kind of don't even think, like Jen said, just take action. Don't even let your thoughts get to your mind, because sometimes that can create more fear than actually doing, you know, what you're thinking about making you nervous, you know what I mean? PD, I like how she talked about personal development, because I just feel like so many people push that aside, and it's so important to make sure that you're doing that to help you get that confidence within yourself so that you can come out of your comfort zone and do these things to challenge yourself and challenge personal growth. And I loved how she gave this story about if you had the cure for cancer, right? How you wouldn't just keep that to yourself. And it's really funny because last night we had a little mastermind group with some of the coaches around in the area here. And one of the things that we were talking about was, you know, talking to people and having that fear of like them not being interested, or they're being worried that, you know, you're going to be, you know, that, you know, you're just trying to get a sale, or that you're bothering or you're annoying them. And it really is so true. Like you have to get your thoughts to go past that, and you have to like, don't even think about that. And you have to think about, what can I do to get this person to try this? Because I know when they try it, they're going to feel amazing, and they're going to get so much more confidence within themselves. They're going to feel better. They're going to look better. Like I know that they are going to love this, and I want them to feel as good as I do. So that's a really good tip. I mean, think about yourself, you know, and how you felt before you got started on your journey. Think about it. I mean, like if I think about myself, I had no energy. I was so lethargic. I mean, I literally had no motivation to do anything. I couldn't even fathom getting in a workout with the sleep deprivation, with the kids waking up all night long. You know, I was 35 pounds heavier. And then since doing this with the support from the group and the Shakeology and the 21-day fix and losing that weight and the, you know, the group, the support from all of you guys and the challengers, you feel awesome, right? You guys feel freaking awesome. And it's our job to get everybody to experience that. So don't even let your mind go there and think like, oh, what are they going to think? Like, are they going to think I'm bothering them? Go to the next step. Like, what can I do to help them so that they can try this and see how awesome this really is? Because we have what works, and what we have is real. No gimmicks or quick fixes. I like how she talked about being authentic and being vulnerable, and you know, it's okay to talk about the stresses going on in your life and the struggles that you're going through, but to be solution oriented, you know, do your little vent, talk about what you're struggling with, then talk about what you're going to do to overcome that. That's so important. And I will definitely check out that podcast. I wrote it down, so thank you for that. And about the negative Nellies, because you're going to get them, because honestly, let's just face it, it's our job it's on social media. We're talking to hundreds of people all the time, right? Chances are you're going to get some negative Nelly that's going to say something that's going to kind of rub us the wrong way. And what I've learned since doing this now for the past 2 years, from doing all that personal development and just learning about people and learning about myself and how to deal with those people, because I used to be really sensitive and I would take it all personally, was that it's all about them. It's so much more about them and has nothing to do with you. Like, you don't know what could have just happened on that day right before you messaged them and invited them to your challenge group or checked in to see how they were doing. You know, no one really knows. So you can't choose to focus on those people. You have to stay focused on all the people who you are helping, who are seeing positive results, who are sending you those incredible messages, those rewarding messages that get you smiling before you go to bed at night. And that's why I have, since the beginning, I have literally copied and pasted every single positive message I've ever received from anybody whether they're coaches or challengers, and I have them in a Word document, and I look at them all the time. So that's a really good tip for you guys to do too, is to save all of that, because when you do have that one negative person, for that one negative Nelly, you've already helped like 10 on the low side people, for example, you know? So it's what you choose to focus that attention on. And it helps so much more if you focus on all the good that you've done and all the people that you're helping, all the people that are so happy that you reached out and helped them. All right. So that is what I took notes on, and it was awesome information, Jen. So do you guys have any questions for her? I mean, anything, any other specific tips that you need about how she's, you know, built a team, how she had, you know, took ownership right away? I mean, from the beginning, I mean, you know, she was an entrepreneur, and, you know, she took the bull by the horns, and she ran with this, and she, you know, is building an incredible business and an incredible team. So if anything comes to mind, you can type it in the chat, or you can just unmute yourself. Anything? This is where we learn the most, guys, is really from each other, you know, because we all have such great tips and information, and we all do things like differently too from one another. So she might say something that might really turn that light bulb on in your mind, and might just click for you. How much time?
Carrie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see, Carrie. So it's different now because it's summer vacation, right? So I could love this so much. I could honestly like just sit and freaking do this all day long because it's just awesome. But I don't let myself, because the real reason, I mean, I'm doing this so that I have more time with my family, right? So I actually I have followed, I think it was on a national wake up call, and Kristen even touched on it on her last Team Forever Strong call, using Power Pockets. So right now I'm spending, probably including my workout and like everything, I'm probably spending about 2.5 hours a day. But that like includes my workout, that includes my personal development. I'm doing a lot of like, we're adding some new fun challenge groups and some things like that. So I'm probably spending, you know, that much time, but I'm trying really hard. Like I'm starting to time myself now when I do my invites, you know, because I want to really be, not that I want to like cut it short with the people, but I really want to like focus, right? So like focus. Like when I first started doing invites, I'd invite and I'd answer a question. And, you know, Kathy's talked a lot about this, how to turn off your notifications. And when you're like doing those invites, crank it out when you're doing those follow-ups. And so I am trying to be really intentional about my time, and I plan everything out on my posts and everything. And the night before I do a brain dump. And so I look and who I'm going to invite the next day, who I'm going to follow up with the next day. Good question, Penny. I see that. So I will choose, like, I'll look and see who, the easiest one is like who like likes or comments on my post, or who kind of seems interesting. I will look to see anybody that is sharing like positive quotes or fitness related things, right? So if I see that somebody is posting that, I might be like, hey, I noticed that you seem to be really into fitness. We have these awesome challenge groups, you know, wondering if you wanted to join us and check it out. So that's kind of how I decide. My goal is to invite anywhere from 5 to 7 a day. And then my follow-ups are usually about the same, but it just depends. And then what I found, I've tried so many different ways to like track it, but you have to track it, right? So whatever it is that you're using, whether it's an old-fashioned notebook or a binder or Teamsy, I tried that for a while. Right now I'm using actually a planner, and like it has the pages, the dates are big. So I like put my posts on one, I divide it, and I put my follow-ups, my invites, my forming, like all of that stuff. And then I add to my network. That's kind of down below. So it's all in one place. So then if I invite somebody and they're like, no, I'm going on vacation, can you follow up with me next week? I'll just flip my calendar and I'll write their name in for that next week, so that when I come to that, that's already there. So I've got people already in my follow-ups for like a couple weeks ahead that just said, oh, it's really busy, will you follow up that? So I just kind of build that. So I'm always looking, because I found my struggle was I sucked at inviting at first, you guys. I'm not going to lie. Like that's probably the hardest part for me. And it was kind of the whole mindset thing. Like I didn't want to bug people. You just have to get over and do it and know you're not bugging them. And if you phrase it in the right way, I have yet to have somebody like be pissy about it, right? Like if you're like, hey, I just thought of you and I noticed you're, you know, even if it's the coaching opportunity, I noticed you have some really positive quotes and you seem like you'd be are you interested in this? Most people are always honored and flattered that you even think of them. And so that's kind of how I do that. Did I miss a question?
Yeah, I think there's two here. It says, how do you find your active coaches and what has given you the most success?
Yeah, that is my goal for myself right now, is to get my active coaches. So I think I hit the mother load first of all when I got Kristen and Angela. Like that was just like insane luck, right? So that was fun. And Angela, she had bought, can you guys even believe this? She bought 21 Day Fix from an infomercial, or no, I think on an infomercial, and I had just signed up to be a coach, and I was like, what? You bought it on an infomercial? And it took me, like, I was like, are you kidding me? And so I think I twisted her arm a little bit to be a coach. And then Kristen, one thing I did that was really awesome. If you could do this, is we did a fit club at my school. So I don't know if you have access to a school, but if you can like invite people. So I just did free workouts in my classroom, and we like literally put in the 21 Day Fix DVDs, and we just invited people to come and work out for free. And it was super casual and informal, but I had a lot of people from that. That's how Kristen, she tried it, and she was, she's like, I'm not doing this, I'm a runner. And she tried it and she ended up loving it. And I'm not sure, and she had heard us obviously talking about it at the beach and stuff, but so that was a really successful way too. But it's finding active coaches is probably my greatest challenge. And I just try to put that positive stuff out there that, we want like-minded people like us that are motivated and inspiring. And, when I first started, I found there's people that I like wanted it more than them. Right. So like I see them as being amazing coaches and active coaches, but I also can't want it more than they want it, right? So I can be there to provide the tools and the resources and support them and encourage them. But at the end of the day, like they need to, you know what I mean? So that's hard. That's one of my challenges. Anything else?
That's great. Yeah. What was, how would you answer that question? What do you think, what would you attribute, what do you think the key was to, having the most success that you've had so far? Like, what do you think is giving you the most success?
I think using the team, like it's totally team based. I mean, seeing Kathy, obviously, like the potential, to see that, I was like, holy shnikes, like this is for real, right? So first of all, knowing like what the potential was like a huge, like, wow, like this is not just like, selling candles or jewelry, like this is like the real thing, right? And then Jane has been an amazing, crazy, amazing mentor, right? So use your upline, and if your upline's not as active, then find your upline's upline or whoever, or find a partner in the business. Like find somebody that you can like go to with all your questions and your answers. And then I got lucky with Angela and Kristen being close. We live like literally within a few blocks of each other. So, there was many nights that we could call each other or we're group messaging or whatever. And just finding somebody or a group of somebody's like success partners or people just to kind of that can fuel your fire, so that when you're kind of worn out or whatever, that they're like, you can do this, or if you can do some things together. We ran some challenge groups together first to kind of, so we all could get our feet wet and help, and go from there. Kim, I'm sorry, I'm trying to read these on my phone and they're like not popping up very good, so I apologize for that. About our Fitness in July group. So, you can just post, I would just post, that goes back to the whole, I would post your own graphic, right? So make something of you. So we have that, we are doing that, my team, and anyone's invited, is doing that Fitness in July. We're doing like a 12 days of fitness starting, and it's just a free 12-day group. And I would, any group, whether it's a 21 Day Fix challenge group that Forever Strong's running, make it your own. So like post a picture of you after you got done doing the workout and sweating, and share something about that. So make it your own spin. So you don't have to necessarily post the same, picture that everybody else is posting. That's how I would do that. Anything else?
That was great. This is awesome. You are such a natural.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you did an amazing job. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. I love you guys. I can't wait to see everybody at Summit, and like, I'm just so excited.
Oh my gosh, guys, I know. Can you believe it? 2 more weeks until Summit, guys. If you're going, you are going to be blown away. I cannot wait. I am so excited for Summit. It's awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Jen, again, for taking the time away from your vacation to talk to us. So inspiring and just such an incredible leader, and we can all learn from you. And so thank you so much for sharing all of your tips and motivation and inspiration tonight. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, and have a great rest of the vacation, and I hope that everyone else has a great weekend. Bye, guys.